Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio here on Moonstruck TV with Amanda Hall Psychic, live from the Gold Coast in Australia. It's unfortunate again that we open the show with our thoughts and our prayers now going to Manhattan in New York with the events that have transpired in the last 24 hours. Look, I'm lost for words. I don't know what to say to these poor people that have lost family members, loved ones and everything, and yet again another tragedy. It just seems to be the world's in a very uncomfortable, prickly sort of spot at the moment, and it seems to be bringing out everybody that's got a grudge or something to do to try and harm people that are innocent, and it makes me very sick in the heart. So hopefully with a little bit of love and encouragement from us that maybe these families will be able to get through what's going to be an incredibly tough time for them. We could spend the whole half hour talking about weather events and different things that have happened around the globe. I just want to say we're all thinking of everybody that's experienced anything in this last 7 days, and our hearts and our prayers do go out to you and our healing energy. So on a much lighter note, it's Happy Halloween, depending on what part of the world you're in. Here in Australia, we celebrated Halloween yesterday, because today it's already November here in Australia. But for the rest of our friends all around the world that are celebrating Halloween, happy Halloween to everybody. It is the time when we're supposed to be able to get in touch with our loved ones on the other side in a much more positive way, as the veils are said to be thinner. And this is why we honour the tradition of Halloween. Halloween actually has a very special place in my heart. Now, I'm not American, but 12 years ago on Halloween, we launched here in Australia and worldwide our very, very, very first project called Simply Tarot. So it's actually Simply Tarot's 12th birthday today. So I'm really excited to say that happy birthday, Simply Tarot, and I'm very proud to be the author of this amazing set. We still have a couple left in stock. And it's been an amazing journey for us. As those that watch the show regularly, you'll know each week I feature a Simply Tarot card of the week. So I thought it was only fitting this week that I actually picked the very, very first card that we actually did when we were first designing Simply Tarot, which is the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is new beginnings, birth, new ideas. And this actual card is a frangipani wand, which was taken out of my garden, and it is actually my hand that's in the shot. So it was the very, very first card that we ever designed on the Simply Tarot set, and I think it was only fitting to start the show with that as being our card of the week. And let's hope we can get some new beginnings and some new ideas and some calmness around this amazing globe of ours, which would be lovely to say, would it not, if we could have some peace and calm. It would also be nice to say that we could have positive things only happening in our world in the next 7 days, so fingers crossed. So for those of you that watch regularly each week, you'll know in the last few weeks I've started to introduce a candle of the week from my range of my 27 Eco Soy natural candles. So obviously this week we're going to feature the candle that was the beginning of my candle range again. It's another beginning, was the Simply Tarot candle, which actually is now celebrating its second birthday. So it was launched 2 years ago to coincide Simply Tarot's 10th birthday. So our Simply Tarot candle has been out on the market now for 2 years. So for those of you that might like to make a purchase, we are actually having a birthday party over at Simply Tarot for the next 30 days. When you head to our store on our website of www.amandahallpsychic.com.au, make your purchases, and when you get to the checkout, type in the word birthday in the coupon with a capital B, and you'll receive 15% off your purchases. We offer free postage here in Australia. Unfortunately, we can't offer that to the rest of the world because it's so expensive from here, but happy shopping anyway. So we're going to move the show along now. We're going to come to our next segment of the show, where each week we have a little glimpse at what's actually happening in this amazing universe of ours. And this week I'm not going to focus too long on that, because each time that we have a little mini talk about the moon, we seem to sort of run away with ourselves at how the moon's going to affect everyone. This week, the full moon on the 4th of November, wherever you are in this amazing planet of ours, will be in Taurus. So the full moon will be asking us to slow down, look at the things that are important to us, whether it's our principles that we live by, is it our bank balance, is it the things that are important to us, our family, our friends, our loved ones. It's a time to slow down and take a little bit of stock and look at what's really, really important in our world, in our little universe. And sometimes I think we get so hung up on trying to keep up with the Joneses or buying a better car or having a better job or buying the latest gadget that's out on the market that we forget the important things. And I think the important things are being kind to each other, loving each other, and being the very, very, very best person that you can be. They're the important things to me. And try and smile or help somebody. A smile costs nothing, and saying good morning or good afternoon or opening a door for someone can go a long way. Sometimes that small little gesture might be the only little bit of positivity that they've had in their life for that day, even for that week. So please be kind to each other for the next 7 days. I'm really excited to say, as we've been working our way through the planets in the zodiac and we've been having a little mini astrology lesson every week, we're up to my favourite planet, Uranus. Now, people look at me and cringe and say, why would Amanda really like Uranus, the planet of the unusual, the unexpected, the one that brings shocks and surprises to people, that sort of likes to tip your life upside down and sort of says everything's going to be unpredictable and nothing will ever be stable again. That's probably the reason why I like it, because I look at Uranus and I think, wow, okay, good. If I'm in a rut or something's not working or something's not happening the way I want it to, wacko, Uranus is coming along and Uranus is going to move everything along. Uranus is going to create some excitement in our lives. He's going to clear the debris out of our lives. So that's why I like the planet Uranus. Uranus is one of the outer moving planets, or the slower moving planets. And it's one of the planets that never used to get a lot of press in astrology until recent years, because it was known as one of the outer planets and wasn't considered to have a great effect on our lives like the first 6 planets, which are much faster moving and closer to in the olden terms of astrology, having more of an influence on us as human beings here on Earth. I've always disagreed with that. I've always found Uranus has a big role to play in our lives. So this week we're going to work with the first 3 signs, Aries, Taurus and Gemini. So Uranus in Aries, they actually get on well together, because Aries likes to be first at everything and Uranus likes to come in and sort of move things along and do it in a hurry. So they do actually work well together. So people that might have Aries and Uranus in Aries in their chart find that things don't stay too stagnant or too stale for too long. If they feel that they're in a rut, it's only a matter of time before things will change and they'll get the breakthroughs or get the opportunity to be the me first person that they like to be, or the first one in the queue. So they're never usually stuck for very long in areas of their life that don't suit them. When we look at Uranus in Taurus, now this is an interesting combination, because Uranus, as we just established, likes to be fast moving, a bottle of lightning, and disrupt everything. And Taurians do not like disruption. They like everything to stay the same. If nothing changes, they're extremely happy, because that's the way that they feel comfortable and secure, because they know everything's predictable, everything's set in concrete, this is the way it should be. But interestingly enough, occasionally Taurus likes to sort of think, now hang on a minute, there may be a better way of doing this, or there may be a faster way to achieve the result, which is security, and more importantly, financial security. That's their closest thing to their heart. That comes above love or anything else, that in their stomach. And it's interesting to know that sometimes they are looking for a faster way to achieve their desired goals. So they actually quite welcome Uranus here, because they think, well, okay, if Uranus can come in and show me a shortcut, I can get to my goal in life, which is my bank balance to be overflowing, much quicker. So I'm happy to work with Uranus. So it's an interesting combination. So the final sign this week we're going to work with is Uranus in Gemini. Now, this is an interesting combination too, but not for the reasons of Taurus. This is one that's sort of like, it's almost like we've got 2 naughty children in a playground together going in opposite directions to see who can outdo each other the fastest. Because Uranus loves to be a little bit of a tricky character. He likes to play a few tricks every now and then. Uranus always reminds me of I'm going to pull the tablecloth off the table trick with the china on it, and watch me don't break it all. And then all of a sudden, oh dear, there goes the clunk of all the china and it's all smashed. Oh, well, next time. And that's a little bit how Uranus can behave in the company of Gemini, trying to outdo each other, trying to outshine each other, trying to be the one that's going to take the lead and get all the glory and the attention, where Gemini likes to think that they're the ones that come up with these creative, new, innovative ways, and the ways that sort of are the trendsetter of the world. So the two of them actually probably don't like each other because they're constantly trying to outdo each other. But what that does can spur you on. If you have Uranus in Gemini, it can spur you on to brilliance. It can spur you on to sort of think outside the square a little bit more so than normal. You would be the person that would probably be considered the genius, the person that could come up with inventions that nobody else has thought of. So it's really interesting in the way that we see Uranus work through the zodiac. So next week we're going to work with Uranus in Cancer, Leo and Virgo. Now we're ready to take our first caller, and it's Bridget in Birmingham, New York, USA. Hello Bridget, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Very well, thank you, sweetie. Nowhere near where all this destruction was with in Manhattan?
No. I'm upstate.
Oh, luckily for you. Oh, good. Well, that's nice to know. So how can I help you tonight, Bridget? Do you have a question you'd like me to answer?
I honestly, was my father okay with me before he passed?
Okay. All right. Yes, Dad was okay with you. Dad was a very difficult person to try and get close to, wasn't he? He sort of held all his emotions sort of very, very locked inside of him. I don't think he was a man that really opened up and sort of shared with anybody how he was truly feeling. He understands the reasons why you would question this now. And he's saying to me things like, it's okay. You know, we all handle things in our own way. There's no right or wrong way to handle anything. And he wants you to stop being so hard on yourself because you've questioned this since his past, have you not? That maybe he didn't understand why you behaved the way you did, and he's just saying it's okay. He's saying it's okay. You know, it's all right. I do feel, though, that he was trying to deny the fact in his own mind that maybe things were coming to an end in this world for him. So I'm taking from that he must have had a terminal illness, did he?
No, actually. He got really sick and nobody caught it. He died of pneumonia.
Okay, so he was sick. Right, okay, but he was sick before he passed, yes, but pneumonia can sometimes be terminal, as we know, but the energy that he was sharing with me, that all the way through, right up till his passing, he did not believe he was going to leave the planet. He did not believe that. He didn't think that for 1 second. So when his time actually came, it was a really big surprise to him. It was a real shock to him that he didn't make it because he believed he was going to get better. That's what I mean. He didn't believe that it was his time. Why do you think he would be upset with you? Were you not able to attend the hospital? Did you not feel comfortable with it? Had you had a disagreement? Because he keeps showing me that there was really nothing wrong as far as he was concerned. It's what you believe, that you should have done more or you should have handled it differently, and he's saying it's okay.
I invited him to my house, and my mother was not feeling it, so he never came down. And then the next time I seen him, he was sick.
Yeah, but he's not cranky with you. He's saying it's okay. You know, like, these things happen. You know, how were you to know that that might have been the last chance you got to see him when he was well? Nobody knew that. So, you know, he's not cranky with you. He's not upset with you. And he's not upset with your mum either. You know, he's accepted what's happened, and he just wants you to get on with your life. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to look back at the fond memories that you had together, the fun times. Don't dwell on what you can't change. He's also telling me that you're looking for a new job. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's telling me there's a new job just around the corner for you. So I feel that you're going to have a new job coming in very, very soon. So he just wants you to sort of put the sadness and the tears and the frustrations in the past, and let's move forward. Let's go forward into some very, very positive times. You know, you've got this new job, which he said to me is just around the corner. I don't think he means it's literally around the corner. I think he means it's not far away in time. And this will open up the world of new possibilities for you and new opportunities, because your life is about to take off again, which is good, which is what you need. So have you and Mum sort of patched things up since Dad's death?
No.
Well, he wants you to try and do that. He wants you to reach out to Mum. Can you do that? Can you try? Can you think about it for your dad?
I've tried.
Okay. Well, he's asking you to try again. I mean, it's entirely up to you. I can only pass on what Dad's sharing with me, and he'd like you to try again. I think it's something that he feels that it needs to be mended. But, I mean, if your mum won't come to the party, if she won't respond to you reaching out to her, well, then there's nothing you can do. But he's asking if you can try at least one more time, just for him. And then if she doesn't, well, then that's okay. You've honoured what he's asking of you as his daughter. Okay. There's no punishment if you don't. It's a request that he's asking, Bridget.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and you know, look, they sometimes ask things of us that we think is just too painful or too hard to do. But, you know, you've got to understand that they see things maybe through slightly different eyes on the other side, where the things that were so important here when we're earthbound and the things that cause so many arguments and disagreements, or the reasons why we're not talking, they rise above that, and all they see is, well, you know, you're my daughter and you still need your mum. That's you know, from a dad's point of view. He's not looking at who said this or who's right or who's wrong. What he's looking at is he wants you to have a parent to reach out to. It's here still in the living. That's, I think, all he's hoping for. You know, you can't make your mum do it. You can't make you do it. He's just asking, that's all. So I hope that's been of help for you, Bridget. We're now going to move on to Rhonda in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, USA. Are you there, Rhonda?
Yes, I am.
Hi, Rhonda. How can we help you tonight?
Well, I was just kind of curious of what is going on with my job.
Right. Okay. It's interesting because the way that they're showing me your job is like it's bouncing all over the place. So I'm taking from that nothing seems to feel stable or secure in the job itself at the moment, not just for you, but I think for a number of other people that work close to you too. Everybody's sort of feeling this very uncomfortable, very unsettling energy. Has that been going on for about 6 weeks now, Rhonda?
Yeah. Yes, it has.
Yeah, look, I don't want to be the one to sort of say, look, don't take any notice of it, because I don't want to sound condescending. But what I want to suggest to you is, okay, you're aware of it, you've acknowledged it. Now let's try and push it to one side and let's just focus on the job at hand and not get so caught up in this energy, because sometimes when we get caught up in this vortex of energy, we actually make things worse for ourselves because we're not focusing on what we need to be doing. I mean, it's very real. You haven't imagined the energy. It is very definitely there. I just want to see you sort of push it to one side if you can and just focus at the job at hand. But I also want to say to you, this to me appears to be the early warning signs of maybe we've got to start thinking long-term wise. Am I in the right job? Is this where I want to be, even if this settles down? Is it time to start looking towards a bigger picture? Is it time to start looking towards, do I need to go back to school? Do I need to upgrade my skills? If I wanted to change my job, is there anything that I need to do to be job ready? If the answer is everything's okay, well, then that's fine. But if it's not, now's the time to start to sort of try and get those resources happening, you know, go back and upgrade your skills or whatever it might be, because I do feel in the new year I do feel that this restless energy again will surface again. And I feel the next time you're going to think, right, that's it, I've had enough of this, I need to start looking for something else. I feel the company themselves are going through a major energy shift. I think has there been 2 new people that have just joined the company in the last 6 months, sort of like in a more upper management level? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, because they seem to have brought in this very disruptive energy with them. And it's like the company to me is sort of going through like an identity crisis as they're trying to implement changes and supposedly in their eyes improve the company, improve the bottom line. But what they've managed to do, I think, is destabilise the foundation of the company, and this is what you're picking up. And everybody's sort of starting to question. Nobody's been directly told that their jobs aren't safe or aren't secure, but it's sort of the undercurrent that's flowing through the place. And I feel that that is quite right. I don't know that anybody's job is completely secure. They haven't said they're going to lay people off, but I do feel in the next 12 months there will be some suggestions that people might like to retire, or things will change or be made to feel uncomfortable. So people will leave of their own natural progression, and then they'll achieve what it is they wanted to achieve without wielding the accents of people actually losing jobs. So I feel that, you know, in one hand I want to say your job's secure, but on the other hand I want to say to you, don't ignore the energy that you felt. And I do feel it's your personal time to start looking at wider horizons, bigger opportunities, the potential of a job change in the new year. And I feel when that happens, when you make that choice and you're ready to do so, I don't think you'll be waiting very long before you find the perfect job to gravitate into, and you will be much happier. But also I was sort of picking up, and not because of the job change, but are you looking at making some changes to your home? Is there potentially a move on the horizon for next year, or is it massive changes with where you're living?
No. I wasn't. I feel like there's something big that's going to happen, but I don't know what it is.
Okay. Well, they were very clear in showing me you weren't moving because you changed your job. Like, you know, you're not relocating to somewhere else because you took a job out of state or anything. I want to be very clear with that. It could very well just be because you've got a new job and you've got more money coming in, and you think, oh, good, well, we can start renovating the place, or we can start making it prettier, or I've always wanted a new couch. Well, now we're in a position to do so. Things like that. It's sort of like options and changes are coming up, which is very good, because I feel that 2017 for you guys was really almost like I felt like I was stuck. Nothing seemed to really progress this year, did it?
Right.
Yeah, and
it's
we
been
have
a lot
to
of
have
changes
years like that, Ron. Yeah, but we have to have things that when it's time for change, that things change, and then there's other times where things seem sort of stuck and we want to make changes but nothing moves. And these are all very important cycles that we all go through. We can't always be in a constant time of change, and we can't always be in a constant time of everything stays the same either, because then we wouldn't get progress, we wouldn't evolve, we wouldn't grow as human beings. So I just sort of feel 2018 is a much easier year. It's sort of like things are flowing a lot more. So, and that's good. So have you sort of felt that there's been a message or two trying to come through from the other side from an older female? Because I've got an older female standing here. She's not telling me anything, but she just keeps indicating she's been increased her presence around you, or been protecting you or guiding you more recently. Have you felt that?
Since the beginning of the year, yeah.
Right. Okay, so would that be fair to say that that's like a great-grandmother? Is that who you feel that's been around you?
My grandmother, yeah.
Yes, okay. All right, I wasn't sure whether it was your grandmother or your great-grandmother, but she's still there. She's still very much there. And the energy that she's giving me, when she was here on Earth, nobody dared answer back to her. Everybody took what she said and just did as they were told.
Yeah.
Even though she loved everybody and she had a big heart, but if she made if she said you're going to do this, you did it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, well, she wants you to take a leaf out of her book. She wants you to start becoming, stepping into her shoes. You've got to start being a bit bossy.
Oh, okay.
And she means that. She's handing you the baton. It's your turn now. Mum, Rhonda, it's your turn. You know what to do. You know how I was. It's your turn to run with it now. But she said nobody's doing as they're told.
That sounds like her.
But, again, I say that with love. I mean, it's coming from a place of love with her. It's just that she wants everybody to be happy and she wants everybody to start sort of getting on with their lives. Everybody's been sitting there waiting for something amazing to happen instead of getting up off the couch and making it happen, is what she's saying to me. Not you, but everybody else around you. And that's why I think she's giving you the role to sort of take on her role, get everybody moving again, get them off the couch. Time to move, time to change. And that's good, but, she's very much around you all the time. She's never going to leave you. I know we're not supposed to have favourites, but you certainly were her favourite.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Yes, and she said to tell you that she loves you. She's sending you pink roses. Thank you very much for calling into the show, Rhonda. As always, the show comes to an end at a very fast rate of knots. And again, before we go, I want to say that, our hearts and our thoughts and our prayers go out to Manhattan, New York, to everybody that's been involved or anybody that's been part of this tragedy. I don't know what to say other than we love you and we're here for you in whatever little way that we can be. On next week's show, we'll have the Simply Tarot card of the week. We'll also feature another Eco Soy candle. Won't necessarily be the Simply Tarot one. And we'll also have our second part series in Uranus through the signs, Cancer, Leo and Virgo. So I hope you have an absolutely awesome week wherever you are in this amazing planet of ours. Happy Halloween. And don't forget, even if you don't believe in it, it's a little bit of fun. It's the time that you can connect with your loved ones. Just talk to them. They're always there. They're always listening. They may not necessarily come down and give you the great answer to everything that you wanted to know, but they like to be acknowledged. This is their special birthday. So please, whatever you're doing, acknowledge the ones that we've lost that are no longer with us. Happy Halloween and have a great week, everyone. Bye for now.